All right, let's talk about one of the biggest game changers in tech right now, generative AI. You've seen it everywhere, right? These mind-blowing images, stories, even music that seems to appear out of thin air. Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on how it's completely reshaping what it means to create. For the longest time, this question had a pretty simple answer. Creativity? That was our thing, a human thing, a spark of genius that no machine could ever replicate. But what if that's not true anymore? What if the answer is changing right before our eyes?
Just look at this. I mean, really look. A teddy bear painting a portrait. This isn't an animation someone spent weeks on. It wasn't filmed. An AI dreamed this up from just a few words of text. This, right here, is what we're talking about. This is generative AI saying yes, absolutely.
So the big question is, how? How in the world does a computer learn to do something so creative? To figure that out, we've got to take a little peek inside the digital mind at work.
At its heart, you can think of generative AI as the ultimate student. It's not just sorting data, like saying this is a cat or this is a dog. No, it goes way deeper. It swallows massive amounts of data, pictures, articles, music, and learns the rules, the patterns, the style, the very essence of it all. And then it uses that knowledge to make something totally new.
Now, this creative magic isn't just one single trick. A lot of it comes down to two key approaches. You've got variational autoencoders, or VAEs, which are great at breaking things down to their core features and then building new versions. But then you have something really fascinating, generative adversarial networks, or GANs. And this is where things get competitive.
Okay, imagine this. You have an art forger and a brilliant art detective in the same room. The forger, we'll call that the generator, paints fakes. Its one and only job is to create a fake so good it can fool the detective. Meanwhile, the detective, or the discriminator, is constantly studying real art and all the fakes, trying to tell them apart. Every time the detective spots a fake, the forger learns what it did wrong and gets better. This battle goes back and forth millions of times until the forger is creating fakes that are absolutely indistinguishable from the real thing. That's a GAN.
And this really gets to the heart of what makes generative AI so different. The AI you might be used to, let's call it discriminative AI, is all about making a judgment call. Is this email spam or not? Is that a picture of a car? It draws lines between categories. But generative AI, it's not about judging. It's about understanding. It asks, what makes a car look like a car? And then it says, okay, watch this. I'm going to create one from scratch. So we've covered the how. Now for the really fun part, the what. What kind of stuff can these new digital artists actually cook up? Well, the list is getting longer every single day.
First up, images. This is probably what you've seen the most. You can just type in a wild idea, like a fox wearing a top hat reading a book in a library, and boom, seconds later, you have a totally original piece of art that didn't exist a moment ago.
And then, of course, there's text. This is the world of large language models, or LLMs, things like ChatGPT. It's like having a writing assistant on call 24/7. Need a blog post, a poem about your cat, or even help writing some computer code? These models have read a huge chunk of the internet, and they can put words together in some truly remarkable ways. But it doesn't stop with still images. We're now moving into, well, moving images. Just like our teddy bear painter from before, you can describe a scene, and the AI will generate a short video clip to match. The potential for filmmaking, marketing, you name it, it's just enormous. And finally, it's not just what you see, but what you can hear. You can literally just ask for a slow, relaxing piano melody for studying, and an AI can compose a brand new, totally royalty-free piece of music just for you. It's incredible. Okay, so this all sounds amazing, right? A revolution in creativity. But with any tool this powerful, you have to look at the other side of the coin. With all this power comes some very real peril. Because when you give anyone the ability to create incredibly realistic content with just a few clicks, you also open up a Pandora's box of ethical problems that we are just now starting to face. Let's break down the big three. First, misinformation and deepfakes. Think about it. If you can create a fake video of a world leader saying something they never said, how do we know what's real anymore? It's a huge threat. Second, there's bias. These AIs learn from human data. And guess what? Human data is full of biases. So if the AI learns from data where, say, doctors are always men, it might start generating biased results. And finally, ownership.
Who owns AI art? Is it the person who typed the prompt? The company who built the AI? This is a legal and ethical minefield.
So when you put it all together, the incredible potential and these serious risks, it all points to one thing. We have a massive responsibility to steer this technology in the right direction.
At the end of the day, that's what generative AI is. It's a tool, an unbelievably powerful one, for sure, but still a tool. A hammer can build a house, or it can break a window. The hammer isn't good or bad. It's all about how we decide to use it, to build it, and what rules we put around it.
And that brings us to the final and maybe most important question. This isn't science fiction anymore. AI is here, and it's already creating our future. The rulebook for this new world is being written as we speak, by the engineers, by the governments, and by every single one of us who uses these tools. So the real question isn't if the rules will be written, but who's holding the pen? What part are you going to play?